Long runs are something that I really do enjoy and I really like, but if you've ever ran a long distance, you know that there are definitely chapters or stages within the long run. Some are great and some are just really, really tough. And this run was a perfect example of that. The end of the run I didn't see that coming at all, but it was really encouraging. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. And if you're not already, feel free to subscribe. And with that, sit back and enjoy this week's vlog. Today's long run's actually going to be shorter than last week's, mostly because next week I have the longest run it's the longest distance that I've ever ran. But all that being said, this week is kind of in preparation for that, including the long run today. Today I'm only running like 18 and a half miles. I did learn though with these long runs, even though they're technically shorter, mentally you still have to approach them as like a normal long run, like if I was running 20 miles or something like that. Mostly for pacing, because I found the worst run that I've ever ran was actually 16 miles. It was only 16 miles, and it was because for the first 6 miles I was going way too fast, and by then I was just completely gassed, and I had another 10 miles to do. Yeah, 18 miles today. Alright, got out a little bit later than I'd like to. It's like 6:40-ish. That's fine. It being a shorter run, it's not going to take me as long, so I don't have to be done at any specific time. But all that being said, I got plenty of warm clothing. I'm wearing 3 t-shirts. Should be a pretty good run. Something a little interesting. I don't know if this is actually going to work or if it's going to completely blow up in my face, but I ran out of gels. So I'm currently going to run 18 miles with 2.5 gels, an applesauce packet, and a piece of pizza. Should be fine. So today's run is broken up into 3 blocks. First block is like a warm-up, like conversation, nice and easy pace, which I need to go slower on. The second block is going to be the next, like the heaviest and like effort and then distance, which is 10 miles at like a 10-minute pace, I think. Hope I can keep that. That's the goal at least. And then the last 4 miles will be like a nice, easy, cool down pace. The beginning of this run, actually, I didn't see this coming at all, but sometimes you have to roll with the punches, and that's what I was trying to do. Right now, I'm, as it sits, I'm not setting myself up for success. I'm repeating what I've done before. I'm going too fast, and my heart rate is too high too early into this run. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm 1 mile in. For the next 3 miles, I'm really gonna commit to holding back and getting back to like zone 2. That way, hopefully, I can still like salvage the run. Yes, I am in fact walking a mile 0.26 in. I think a common misconception for running long distances is you have to run the entire thing. Obviously, that's the goal. But again, like, I actually talked about this yesterday in a video, but a lot of marathon training a lot of it's patience, and some of that patience is having to walk when you'd rather run in order to get your heart rate back to where it needs to be. I was pushing like zone 4 heart rate back there for some reason, so I just need to lay off the gas, wait till I get back into a manageable pace or manageable zone, and then keep going. It's beautiful today, and honestly, I really do. It's mornings like this that remind me why I get up so early to go run. I love it. It's so tranquil. It's so calm. It's great. If you run, you completely understand, but it's hard to explain when people don't run. I mean, look at that. Incredible. is something that I've said this before, but you really need to have patience, both in your training, but even in your individual runs. If you don't have patience, it can be really frustrating because a lot of times you're having to overcome challenges that you didn't foresee. You're having to overcome just things that you can't really plan for, and you just kind of have to react. And that's something that I really do enjoy about running, because there's almost like a strategic kind of approach that you have to have to running. And this run, again, like I said, was something that I didn't expect my heart rate to be that high early in the run, and I just had to kind of accept that and kind of work with what I was given. And eventually my heart rate did go down, which was really encouraging. And well, it kind of left me with this thought. I'm 3 miles in, and my heart rate it's gone down. Now I'm in a nice comfortable pace. This is where I really do enjoy running, because now I'm just in a rhythm and I just keep this pace, and I guess so that's when I'm able to like start thinking, and I don't have to think about the actual running portion of like what I'm actually doing. 15 miles left. So this part of my run, that's the Cumberland River. That's a golf course. There's actually one time where I was running and I heard someone scream 4, and a golf ball fell like 5 feet from me. After that, I learned to kind of just be aware and not zone out in this area, because there are golf balls. I'm 5 miles in, and I'm feeling good. I don't know if I'm actually gonna hit the 10 miles. I'm trying, but I should have worn tights. I know I said I didn't want to wear tights, but my knees feel colder than they probably should. And I don't know what that really does. I don't know if that does anything to you actually being able to run. If you do, please let me know. But I definitely feel like it just feels like my legs are a little more heavy, but it's not like a tired heavy. It's just like it's a cold heavy, because it is. I mean, I don't know if you can see the steam coming up from me right now as I'm talking to you, but it's 28 degrees. I'm feeling great though. Look at this railing right here. Hopefully it shows up on camera. You see that's really pretty. This is probably my favorite bridge on my run. No particular reason, it's cool looking, and then it has a nice little creek over there. I'm 7 miles in, by the way. I started hitting the pace that I was supposed to, so I think everything's warmed up now. It just took a little bit longer. I haven't had a gel yet, which I probably should have one to avoid a crash. But other than that, I'm feeling great. Very thankful to be running. There's one thing, like yesterday I didn't run because my knee was giving me issues. Today my knee's totally fine. But one thing I will say with not being able to run for a day or however long is it makes the times that you do get to run that much more special. And I try to remember that when I'm doing these long runs, or just runs that I really don't want to be doing, because it is a huge blessing to be able to move your body and to run. And there's a lot of people that can't run and can't do things like this. So if you can, don't take it for granted, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Also, if I'm being completely honest, I'm using this as an excuse to walk just a little bit more before I have to run again. Couldn't get the gel out of my pocket with these on. All right, 8 miles in, first gel. For context, normally I would have, this would have been my second, if not third. But again, like I previously mentioned, we're rationing them out. This is the that's the water park in Nashville, and over there is where the Opera Mills Mall is. If you live in Nashville, you know what I'm talking about. If not, well, yeah. It looks like there's another greenway over there. I really want to check it out, but I'm not, because I'm at my turnaround point. I'm going to turn around and go home and save that for next week when I have like a ridiculously long run. It's the longest. And anyway, one thing I try to do is I try to find little routes on my shorter runs, and I purposely don't explore them so that I have something to like keep my brain occupied when I go on my long runs, and that is perfect. A perfect example of that. Second jump, 12 miles in, feeling great. Everything kind of locked in. I'm hitting my paces right now. Provided nothing goes wrong, I should finish this run fairly strong. This is why I love running. This is why, right here. Because everything else just makes it okay. This is kind of random, but I have a little tradition on my runs. Normally it's the halfway point, but these little applesauce packets from Costco, I really like them. They're not like a gel replacement, but I do use them for pretty much every run because it gives me enough like carbs, sugars, and whatever else is in here to like get through the run. And that way, I'm not like, these are like 30 cents a piece versus some of the gels are like $3 a piece. Yeah, little tip, at least for me, they typically work. They're not as good, but if I'm doing like a shorter run, like that's not like 16 miles or whatever, this is more than adequate. This is probably the quietest I've ever heard Broadway or downtown Nashville be. It's kind of like eerily quiet. Wow. I mean, there's people around, it's quiet. All right, run's done. Felt good. All right, so I just cold plunged and everything else. That's why I'm wearing different clothing. But I wanted to go over, kind of break down the paces and how they run actually went. So like you can see right here, I did 18.53 miles. The average pace was 11:51, which is okay. The average BPM was 144, which is where I wanted it to be. That's like zone 3, like right down the middle of zone 3 for me. And then to go down to look at the breaking down by like the different blocks. The first block, the average pace was 12 minutes 26 seconds, meaning like the first block was just the warm up. I didn't really have a set pace at all. And then the second block was where I had the set pace of 10 minutes, and I was a minute behind that. But if I expand that, you can kind of see most of it, I was kind of like around the ballpark of 10 minutes. Like, so 10 minutes is like the fast side, and I want to stay within 60 seconds of that. So it could be like 10 minutes to 11 minutes. And I was kind of dancing around that towards the end, which I was really excited about. I actually started picking it up. So the last 4 miles, I was underneath the 10 minutes, which is a good thing. For me, I want to be able to have energy afterwards or later in the run. That way I know that I've held back and I've reserved some, so that I can finish strong instead of like barely finishing. So that is good, but I do need to, if I'm being critical, I do need to speed up, in the middle, but
yeah, all in all, that was it was pretty decent. And then the last little block was like the cool down, so there wasn't a pace there. So all in all, I think the run was pretty really good. I'm not nearly as sore. My legs did start to feel it a little bit, but it wasn't a bad run at all. And next week I'm actually doing 10 miles in addition to the 18, so I'm doing 27 miles or 28 miles or something like that, which would be the longest run that I've ever done. But I think I'm getting there. I think I'll be ready for it next week. It'll be hard, but I think I'll be ready for it. All right, that's pretty much all I got for you. If you did enjoy this video, and you're not subscribed already, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button and all those YouTube things. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video.